I've worked with literally dozens of organizations over the last 3 decades, and I can tell you that almost every one of them was at one time or another showcasing some tired, old feature benefit that they thought was a competitive advantage, but it wasn't. Every one of them, ironically, had better ways to differentiate themselves. They just couldn't see it, let alone say it clearly. Today, I'm going to show you which of your differentiators aren't really differentiators at all, and the 5 kind of legit ones that you should be using, as well as how to find them and how to make your brand stand out. So, let's get started. Okay, branding is not poker. Where are my poker players? What is the foundation of any poker game? The ante, the amount of money that every player must bet before each round gets started. Far too many organizations confuse their antes for differentiations. The ante is anything that the prospect would assume you have. Think about a hotel room, a luxury hotel room. You would expect, I assume, them to have things like television, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, robes, nice linens, access to a fitness center, all of those kind of things. Yet all of those things are listed on their websites, and none of them would make you choose, say, a Four Seasons over a Ritz-Carlton. There's got to be more. And in B2B land, there are plenty of folks leaning on antes for their messaging as well. Slack and Teams integration, beautiful, intuitive design, reporting and analytics, transparent pricing, or product knowledge base. The allure of the antes is that they're easy, they're true, and they check a box. But yeah, you can do better than just checking a box, right? Right. So let's do that. Let's talk about the different types of differentiators. Here are 5. 5 different types. They're all viable, but they have varying degrees of impact and lifespan. So let's get started with the first one. First one is outcome-based differentiators. Outcome-based differentiators. Outcome-based differentiators are great and important. However, it's critical you consider their shelf life. Here are some examples. We cut implementation time from 6 months to 2 weeks. Our platform is 3 times faster than the competition. Or we reduce customer churn by, say, 40%. Here's a real-world example. Gong positioned itself on measurable sales outcomes, analyzing more than 10 million deal calls to help revenue teams close deals faster. Their case study with PitchBook highlighted 10-time efficiency gains and thousands of hours saved through AI-powered call intelligence. The differentiation wasn't a new feature. It was proving that Gong delivers specific, quantifiable business results. The challenge here is that once someone else is able to accomplish the same outcomes, your differentiation no longer is. But also, here's a caveat. Just because something is not a killer differentiation doesn't mean it needs to be banished from your marketing copy. It's still important, but you just can't, say, hang your hat on it. Okay, number 2, feature-based differentiations. Do any of these sound unique to you? I think they do. We're the only platform with native AI integration. We're the only CRM with 360-degree customer view, or our software has built-in compliance for healthcare. Those are all legit differentiations. Zapier built their brand through a feature that competitors struggle to replicate, supporting integrations of more than 8,000 apps. However, now Zapier is supplementing that differentiation with some methodology and templates and pre-built automation because the original differentiation no longer has the same impact it once did. The challenge here is that the moment you own a feature, others will start to build it, which means it's destined to be an ante at some point. Number 3, trust-based differentiators. This next one is important, but it cannot be your sole differentiation, and that's using your credentials to distinguish you from everyone else. Things like, we've worked with over half the Fortune 500, or we're backed by Sequoia Capital, or we were founded by former Google engineers on the initial Gemini team. Those are all great. In real life, here's an example. Airtable's trust differentiator stems from founder Howie Liu, a Stanford AI researcher known for rigorous thinking. When Airtable launched, early adopters trusted it because they assumed that a researcher from Stanford wouldn't build something that's mediocre. This founder credibility created trust among non-technical users who might have otherwise been skeptical of a no-code database. Can you guess this challenge, though? Trust-based differentiation only tells your prospects that you're credible. It doesn't tell them how you're different. And these can be important, but again, cannot be the entirety of your competitive differentiation. Okay, now we're getting to the real good ones. Number 4, methodology-based differentiation. This one is powerful and surprisingly easy to create. We help you rethink how your team actually works. Or our approach starts with understanding your business, not copying what worked for someone else. And then maybe we build for founders who see their company as a force for change, not just a revenue machine. For example, Notion doesn't claim to be the best all-in-one workplace. Instead, Notion positions itself through a methodology, user-created templates, and community-driven solutions that empower non-technical teams to build their own systems. This methodology is really hard to copy, which makes it so great. You can also get creative by naming your approach, as I have for my business. Standard language for us is something like our proven yet always evolving ask, build, and connect methodology will help you find the most compelling, authentic, and memorable messaging possible. Okay, finally, here is the strongest, most defensible type of differentiation, belief-based differentiators. Here's some examples. We believe remote teams are the future of work, not a temporary compromise. We believe compliance doesn't have to mean complexity. Or we believe purpose-driven companies are going to win in the next decade. Slack's founding belief, synchronous, persistent communication will replace email and instant messages for distributed teams. They didn't position on their technology features like our servers are faster or even outcomes, you'll send fewer emails. They positioned themselves on a future vision that was genuinely debatable back in 2013. So how do you find which of your differentiators are Antes and which have the potential to really set you apart? All right, well, here's a 3-part approach. First, list your current areas of differentiation. Write down everything you claim that separates you from your competitors. What do you tell your prospects? What's on your website? What are you known for? Second, run a diagnostic on each of them. And by that I mean, ask yourself these three questions. 1, can my competitor make a reasonable claim to that as well? If yes, axe it. Now keep in mind here, this isn't about necessarily truth, meaning you could have far better customer service, but they can still claim that they have far better customer service because prospects won't know until they're customers. So it's not about whether it's true or not. It's about whether they can arguably say it. Okay, second question. If they can't claim it, can they copy it with the next 12 months or so? If yes, use it for now, but get ready to move on. 3, do your prospects believe this is unique to you, or would they just assume that all your competitors can claim the same thing? If they'd assume everyone can claim it, and they don't, dial it up in your messaging. If it would surprise them, if it's strong, dial it up in your messaging. If it wouldn't, then reconsider it altogether. Identify the gap. As I said in the beginning of this video, most companies have a real differentiation they've never positioned. It lives in places like your origin story, in your values. Why do you do what you do? Why do you care, and why should anybody else? What is unique about your company's culture? Within all those areas, true differentiations could be lurking. Okay, before we sign off, a quick favor. In the comments, leave a few examples of the Ante in your industry. Are your competitors using them too much? Are you? Let us know. We'd love to hear. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you as always, and please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. And of course, stay on brand.